said you were taking an edible. How many milligrams?
100.
Oh, that's a nice little dosage there.
It's a big
so you're in a, aren't you in? Well, never mind. I guess I won't go too into it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's not legal here. It's not legal here. No. But you know what? My theory on that, Kyle, is
good luck.
If they arrest me, it'll be the best thing that ever happened in my career. So come get me.
You know what I mean? Kyle disagrees because he was arrested for this.
Were you arrested for drugs though?
I had half an ounce of marijuana. Yeah.
Which isn't a whole lot.
I'm aware.
Oh, so what happens for half an ounce of marijuana?
Heroin.
If you set aside the $500,000 worth of seized property and legal fees, $5,000 fine, 2 months in federal prison, and 2 years of federal probation.
So I think here in Nashville, now I can't say for the rest of Tennessee.
Federal. It's everywhere in the United States.
Yes. I know it is federal everywhere in the United States, but there are some areas that decriminalize it, right? And so here, I'm not saying in other parts of Tennessee, but Nashville is a fairly progressive, especially for Tennessee City. And so I've asked a ton of people who live here before I started, and they were like, yeah, you're going to be fine. So I was like, phew. But the 100 milligrams is what I take before my late show on Saturdays.
Okay. That's a nice dose. I'm doing a full gram when I get to Colorado next week.
Fucking Christ, dude.
You what?
I'm doing a full gram when I get to Colorado next week.
And you had in 2 years.
For this show, I'm gonna take a full gram at the beginning of the show, and
Can you
then
do the countdown? Kyle,
by the way, Kyle,
this snuck up on me.
If you ever wanted to do that, I would do it with you. If you ever wanted to do that live, I would do that with you 100%.
1,000 milligrams. That's too much. You're not going to have.
I'm
fun.
aware it's too much.
You're going to be.
I'm going to get scared.
You're going to be very scared, and you're going to think that like, is it really legal that I'm doing this right now? Have I been set up?
We're going to a scary place.
He's going to be scared after the 3 hours that he thinks he's on a different planet.
Yeah, once you can like form thoughts again,
you'll
be afraid.
Yeah.
What you should do, Josh, is like this is pretty much every state has this stuff called Delta 8 that's legal.
Yeah, we have it here.
Yeah. I just take those like gummies, like Delta 8, and it's just a weaker version of weed. You just need to take a little more, but it is more relaxing. If you're taking 100 of like real weed, then your tolerance is probably too high for that to fuck with you. But I like it.
On Monday nights, I do a show where I'll take like 100, 200 milligrams. I'll eat maybe 1.5 grams, 2 grams of mushrooms, and then I'll smoke a joint, and then I turn on my camera.
Jesus.
It's called the High Live.
How do the mushrooms mix with the weed make you feel?
Fucking awesome.
That's not enough for you to hallucinate or anything. It's just
it's a nice low dose. He's almost microdosing at that point. It's
2 grams
of mushrooms.
2 grams is basically enough to make the visuals are textured. You're not seeing things.
Colors are a little nicer, but it's not
colors are nicer, and it makes you really happy. That's it. Mm-hmm. Like you're really happy.
I ate about a 1/4 ounce, I think, last time I did mushrooms.
What is that
like
in
that.
Grams?
7.
But 7 grams is a hero's journey. So he's definitely getting high.
It was more of a terror trip. It was like an episode of. It was more like an episode of Tales from the Crypt than anything.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this: like the happiest I've ever been in my entire life was when we got back home and we were safe, and we sat in my bed and just hugged each other. Me and this girl who had like split 1/2 ounce of mushrooms, and like once we got back home and we were safe, and we just hugged each other, and like I didn't burst out into tears, but I could have, and we were just like so happy to be back home.
Just like rocking back and forth,
hugging each other. Yeah.
How do you consume mushrooms? You eat them?
There's a lot of ways to do it. I think like what the smart, like more scientifically inclined people will do is grind them up and put them in capsules so that you don't have to taste shit or even make tea out of them. But what I do and what I've done both times I've done it is they're like tough little crinkly dried out mushrooms. So like you can like almost roll them up into like a ball, like a booger or something. They're not sticky, but you know what I mean? You can like compress them with your fingers. And then I would take a chip and dip it in salsa, and I would pop them both in my mouth and just munch, swallow with like some water, and it covers the taste up and it gets it down That was just my like quick solution, like looking around my house, like what do I have to like chase?
Chips.
They taste terrible.
Chips and salsa, it worked because like they don't fit. They're bitter and gross.
I have some if you want to see them.
I don't see any problem with that.